Good evening. This is Losfeld, and today somebody on the Discord just told me I should do an air dribble analysis, and it so happens that during the latest video that I just published, I had this little air dribble, and I even wrote air dribble analysis possible. Kind of have the same idea. So let's review a very short air dribble. Hopefully this is a short video. In order to analyze what happens, you need to know what the inputs do. And remember that air roll is three things. It's not just what inputs you're doing. It's what input you're doing, when you're doing it in the revolution, and how long you're doing it for. If it's a very short input, it's not even going to change a lot. If it's a long input, it depends how fast you're doing it. If it's a reverse clock or if it's a feedback loop, it's not going to change anything. So we're going to look at the aerial, and we're going to try to analyze together what it does. I chose this aerial because it's very simple. There's no fancy thing. I think there's only one input that's really unnecessary, that doesn't do anything. The rest of it is pretty self-explanatory. So that's the aerial. Boom. Reset. And we score. It's an easy aerial, nothing too fancy here. So let's start analyzing. First of all, every time there's an input, we're gonna see how long it lasts. If it's too short, it's not gonna have a lot of incidence on it's not gonna have a lot of effect on the car. And if it's a bit longer, either it's one input or it's a combination of inputs, and we're gonna see how fast we do them for, and if they do anything to the car. So let's review. So down. Okay. So we start with the down input. It's a short input, but still has it's long enough so that it does something. I'm doing here something that's not directional air roll a lot. It's just common sense. I'm backwards. I want to tilt my nose up, so I press down, right? Even with air roll, if you do that, even with air roll. So I'm the first one to say that it's not mandatory to know how to learn how to fly any direction, any orientation of the car in order to learn air roll, because as soon as you press an input, the car doesn't answer in a normal fashion, which means that learning how the car flies in every orientation is useless. That being said, if you do the input short enough, you're not going to create a coxer twist, which is a tornado spin, basically. You're not going to create a circle around the car, right? The car is not going to make a circle around like it would for a tornado spin. That means that the first input that you press still follows somewhat the normality of what it would do if you didn't press air roll. So if I press down right now and I do it short enough, my nose will go up. My car will go to the right a little bit because I'm half revolution. So in neutral revolution, pressing down with air roll would make me go up and left. Here it would make me go to the right. Okay, so first input, just to get the nose up a little bit. Then there's a tiny up input. Did you see it? But this is so tiny that it doesn't do anything to the car. Down, and see here I'm going up. It doesn't really do anything because it's too short. If I had kept that a little longer, my car would have gone in front of me, because I'm doing it not in neutral revolution. I'm doing it right now. See, I'm like 3/4 of the revolution, and I did it. So if I do up in neutral revolution and left air roll, I go to the right, and my nose goes down. So here, my nose would have gone down because I'm vertical, but because I'm 75% in the revolution, it would have make me go, instead of going to the right, it would make me go forward, okay? But again, it's a short input that I don't think it even matters. It doesn't even matter. Right after that, what I do, though, is that I do a quarter clock. I go left up, which is the quarter clock direction for left air roll. So I basically, what inputs do? I go left up, which is reverse tornado spin, and up, which makes me go to the right in neutral. But if you do those two inputs together fast enough, which is the case here, it makes you do a clock, which is a feedback loop, which doesn't make you turn any direction, right? And as you can tell from the speed and the movement of the car, the nose of the car did not change direction when I did that. If I had held a little more on the left input, I would have started to do a reverse tornado spin, right? So let's So let's look at the, so I'm basically neutral. So if I had held on to the left input here, my nose here would have gone down, right? My belly would have shown the sky a little bit, right? So, but that's not what I do because I go left up, which doesn't do anything. Then what happens? Okay, so we had two clear down and up inputs. So let's take a look at them. So boom, we're here. Now I'm starting to press down now. This is 25% in the revolution. So in neutral revolution, what would this input do if I held it long enough? In neutral revolution, I would go to the left and my nose would go up. Here, I'm 25% in the revolution. So instead of going to the left, my nose goes forward. Yeah. So instead of, let's see, I'm in your direction. Instead of doing this, so let's see, I'm here. If I press down, if you're looking at me, if I press down, it would have done this. It would have gone up and left, right? Up and left. But because I'm 25% in revolution, let's say 25%, oh shit, 25% in the revolution, right? Like this. Now I'm going in front of me, right? Which is what happens, right? See, I'm going in front and down. So instead of doing this, instead of doing, hold on. Let's say this is the hood of the car. That's the nose. Okay. If I had pressed, if I'm horizontal, if I'm just horizontal in neutral revolution and I press down and left arrow, I do this. But here, so if I do it vertical, I do this, right? I go like this. But here I'm vertical and I'm 25%. So the neutral revolution is here. So if I press down, I go this way towards me, right? And the nose goes down towards me, which is what happens here. Okay? See? It goes towards the ball, a bit under the ball, right? Now I'm going to press up. So I'm pretty sure the reason I press up here, so all of this is subconscious. I don't think about this. It's muscle memory, right? So the reason I press up here is to put my nose down and to hit the ball with the nose and not the wheels. If I had not pressed up here, if you try to imagine and anticipate, right, visualize what would have happened. If I had not pressed up here, right, look at my car, I would probably have hit the ball with the wheel portion of the front side of the car, which means I would have had a bad bump, a very weak bump. But because I want to hit it with the nose, I press up. So if I press up right now, what should happen? The nose should be going down, right? So it should go from here. I mean, it should go from vertical to downwards, right? From this to this, right? And because I'm pressing the input, I'm pressing the input at 75% of the revolution. If I press this input, this is how you should think. If I press this input at neutral, what would it do? So here, if I press up at neutral revolution, it goes up into it goes down and to the right if I'm vertical. This is the hood, this is the nose. If I'm like this in your position and I press up, it goes like this, right? That's the first movement the car makes if I hold the input long enough. Then it makes a tornado spin, right? I mean, a coxswain twist, right? So here, because I'm 75% in the revolution, what does it do? It goes forward. Instead of going to the right, if it's like this, if the revolution is like this, now neutral here, if I press up now, it's going to go towards me, right? It's going to do this, which is what it does. See? And so I hit it with the nose of the car, and right after, that's interesting, right after, watch what I do. Boom. You see that? Oops, my bad. Ready? See, right after I start, what is this? Can you guys tell me? No, you can't because this is recorded. It's a reverse clock. It's a reverse clock from the down input, right? So depending on the speed you do the reverse clock and how long you do the reverse clock for, you're going to have different results. Here, after I hit the ball, I'm neutral. And right after being neutral, I start doing the reverse clock. This is between neutral and 25 degrees. and I do a reverse clock, I would say this would be medium speed, a bit slower than medium maybe. So it's like if 100% is a reverse clock that makes you go from horizontal to vertical, and if 50% is a reverse clock that makes you go to the left, that would be, I guess, 55 to 60. Give or take, speed-wise, right? So it's kind of a medium slow reverse clock. And guess what it does? If it's a medium slow reverse clock starting from down, what does it do? It makes my car turn left if I'm neutral. And here, I hit it about being neutral, right? So I'm going, the nose is going this way, right? Like towards the end of the field, like to the corner, right? When I do the reverse clock, my nose is going to rotate to the left, and I'm going to boost, right? And this is what it does. It's kind of hard to see because we are on ball cam right now, so we don't really see the different directions that the car takes, but you can see that the nose now is not pointing this direction. It's pointing the left. We were here before. We were looking from here to here before, and now we have turned to the left while keeping the nose up. Why do we keep the nose up? Because we started the reverse clock from a down input, which again puts your nose up. And here we're going to finish this up by doing, so this is what is this? Tiny input. How long is it? It's a really tiny input. I'm not sure it matters. I'm not even sure that matters. So these are kind of parasite inputs. It's inputs that you're going to do subconsciously. Maybe they're not going to change something. Maybe they are if you keep doing them. I don't know, but this, to me, this is so small that I'm not even sure that it matters. See that down here? This one? See that down input right there? This one? That down input? If anything, it brings my nose up, right? But the most important thing is right after, what's going to happen is that I'm going to do, look at that, left down. What is left down? If you watch my videos, left down and left arrow is the joystick pattern to turn your car in order to get a reset, which is what I do. And I'm doing it on neutral revolution, right? So I'm like this, left down. If I do speed, see, left down here, do you see it? Shit, my bad. We're going to get there. So right after that, be careful. Watch, I'm going to go left down on neutral. Ready? Right now, you ready? I'm going to do it now. Left down. Reset. Flip. Okay. So doing this is pretty hard. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty tiring also. I don't know how long this video is going to last, how long it's lasted here, but let's rewatch everything. So down to tilt backwards. The up doesn't count. The quarter clock, which is how feedback loops usually look like in reality. I teach them in a clean environment. But when it's muscle memory, you're going to do things like that, right? Then we go down. We go down to get, so why do I go down? You can ask yourself, why do I go down here? Well, the goal is to my left. I need to get to the right of the ball to have momentum to hit it so that it starts going to the left. So I start doing it now, right? And this input, right, because it's a down input in half neutral revolution, makes me go to the right. So I'm to the right of the ball right now. Now I hit it once with enough power so that it goes up, while after that doing my reverse clock to go left. Yeah. This input, I'm not sure it works. If it does anything, it's going to, if I hold this right now, I'm going to go this way. I think this is a really small input that just tilts my car up. And then we start doing the joystick reset motion pattern to get the reset. We follow it up. Et voilà mon gars. Let's watch it one last time without me pausing. You can tell. Boom, boom, boom. It's a really clean air dribble in the sense that there's not too many parasite inputs. Everything I'm doing is quite clean, right? So yeah, thank you for giving me the idea of doing that. You, the person on Discord, and maybe I'll do more of them. It's really hard to do that, so I have to choose them. Maybe I'll do it again, maybe I won't, I don't know. But hopefully this can help you decipher, because people say, yeah, if I just watch the joystick, I can just figure it out. No, you can't. Because not only do you have to watch the joystick, you have to watch when it was done, the input. First of all, you have to know what the inputs do at neutral revolution so that you can start translating it at different angles of the revolution. But you have to know what the inputs do. So you have to look at what inputs is done, what is the input that's being done, when is it done in the revolution, and how long is the input for, right? If you see that it's followed by another input, then it's either a feedback loop or it's a reverse clock, right? And that's not even totally true, because if you do two inputs and the first one is longer than the second one, then we're taking everything back again at from the first step, right? So yeah, I hope that could interest a few of you, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. Bye-bye. I forgot to say something. Hello again. I'm doing inputs half neutral revolutions or even quarter, 3/4 revolution. I'm not being aware of them. It's purely through empiricism that I've learned them, and you should not do that. You should come to this level with empiricism. But at first, when you learn, let me make this quite clear, you want to use the neutral revolution. And you want to master the neutral revolution so much that you start learning what the inputs do at non-neutral stages of the revolution out of sheer empiricism without ever thinking about it. I thought of no inputs when I made those, in between revolution inputs. I was not conscious of them. Okay? If I had to be conscious of anything, I would have been conscious of the reset. The left down, I was conscious of that, right? But I am not aware or conscious of the non-neutral inputs that I'm doing. And that's because I mastered the neutral revolution. And, well, master is a big word. Maybe I'm not a master, but I know the neutral revolution. And I have worked hard in order to learn subconsciously what the inputs do on non-neutral angles of the revolution. And I think this is how you should also learn it, okay? Because I am focusing on the neutral revolution and my brain is binded to the neutral revolution. Bye-bye. That's the end. That's really the end. Bye-bye.